Suzanne later on, God, I think I gave the wrong date of birth. I know.
And the best thing about it is her mother was great. Didn't go, Nadine, you were born in blah, blah, blah. You're like 14, what are you on about? She went on and on.
I don't know. If my passport's in Derry, what do you do?
Post it down to us.
Just post it down after.
I couldn't believe the extent that Nadine Coyle lied to. The fact that she swore blind that she was the right age right up until the last minute. And it was like, you know, I really am that age. And I don't know where they got that. She's laughing about it. And you're thinking, like, how could she have lied and got away with it that long?
And when confronted by one of the judges, she kept on fibbing.
You break my heart if I have to lose you, but that's the way I feel now.
Linda Martin, who's very famous in Ireland, she's like, we've got a strong bond here, and you wouldn't lie to me. No, I wouldn't, Linda, no, I wouldn't.
If you were trying to make out that you were 18, that you weren't, would you tell me at this stage?
I would tell you at this stage.
As your friend?
I would tell you. It's only right, I think.
It was during that bit where she eventually came out with, I'm not the correct age.
The fact that she got away with it for so long, it just shows how far the kind of TV talent shows have come, because literally on X Factor, the first thing that they did was they took your passport, otherwise you don't audition.
And with that, Nadine was sacked and 6 became 5.
No disrespect to her, she's delighted she didn't get in that band. It flopped like after 2 singles.
Yeah, it's probably one of the moments that we'll all never forget. In Irish TV, this was the biggest thing that's happened in about 10 years.
This was the moment in 2009 when Joe McElderry won the X Factor. Nothing shocking about that. But at that very moment, several miles away in a bedroom in Chelmsford, this man was plotting to change the course of telly-talent history.
I set up the campaign for one reason only, which was to regain the Christmas #1. The X Factor had the Christmas #1 for the previous 4 years, and it was getting boring.
Steve Brookstein, Leona Lewis, Leon Jackson, Shane Ward. People got fed up of it, you know, you let someone else get the #1 spot. But I think people would have downloaded anything literally to overthrow Cowell's empire.
And I love the shock element of it. Was great because at the beginning, when you just heard about the campaign, you thought they've got no chance. You can't go up against X Factor, but
he did, and Rage Against the Machine made the national news.
After taking the coveted Christmas #1 spot, a huge internet campaign saw the US band topple Joe McElderry with their 1992 release Killing in the Name.
I felt so sorry for Joe McElderry because he took the brunt. He wasn't the target. It was definitely Simon and the X Factor machine.
Armed only with a popular social networking site, John Mortar had taken on the very might of this machine and won.
We had, at one point, 1.1 million members in my Facebook group, and obviously it was a Christmas #1. It got the Guinness record for the most downloads in a week. It's in the Guinness Book now. It just seemed to just take over the world.
It's the Christmas #1 for 2009, Rage Against the Machine and Killing in the Name of.
But it could have been any song. It could have been, you know, 10 Green Bottles on a dance mix.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
I had some explaining to do to my mother on Christmas Day why this noisy, loud rap metal song was playing just before the Queen. It felt quite surreal.
Even Simon saw the funny side. Eventually.
I was very, very shocked to get a phone call from Simon Cowell. He was really congratulatory. He thought it was a great campaign, and he actually thought that we'd done our bit to just, you know, give the charts a bit of a kick, a bit of a shot, really.
And so, in the end, everyone was happy. Well, almost everyone.
Why does the media keep thinking that Rage the Machine beat Simon? No, it didn't. It played more into his hands. It gave him more publicity. It gave him more chance to stick his fingers up to the world. And, you know, it's on his label. So not only did he win 3 times, he got a full trick. You can never beat him. He's got 3 aces, 3 threes, and a pile of bloody kings, and everybody feels sorry for him.
Who is that masked man wielding a blowtorch?
We saw him in the dress rehearsal and literally, I think my jaw hit the floor. He was amazing. Anyone of a certain age can so remember that routine, even down to the leg warmers.
Robert Webb in a leotard, extraordinary. Legs. That boy's got some pins, I tell you.
A little bit sexy, the kind of the American tan tights. Nice, leg warmers. Ooh, cheeky.
I love the fact that they encourage comedians and they encourage, you know, sort of normal people off the telly, if you like, as well, to come and do stuff.
When Robert Webb left the uber-cool confines of late-night Channel 4 comedy for prime-time BBC entertainment, we couldn't believe our eyes.
The fact that he did it full-on, hardcore, as a male, doing one of the most iconic moments of dance from a movie became so hysterical in its own right. He's in this tight, high-cut leotard, he's sweating, he's got hair going everywhere, but he was being so serious about it, and the more serious he was about it, the more we were laughing.
And the way the aerial shot during the Middle Age, where he did the number on the floor, I mean, he was fantastic.
There's an irony to the whole Flashdance thing, because in the actual movie, the iconic dance was done by a man. Huh? Robert Webb.
After that performance, it didn't come as a huge shock when the Dancing Queen was crowned Best in Show.
A worthy winner, and of course, he walked it. I don't think Biggins and I even got a look in.
There goes Mr. Nasty, or Jason Gardner as he's known to his mum, and universally feared by the slipping, sliding celebs on Dancing on Ice. But the harshest of judges caused outrage on live telly after a particularly blunt critique of a contestant backfired.
Jason's quite a formidable opponent, really. I think he can be very waspish. You know, he could be very cutting.
He says we're good sparring partners because he really believes he is right and I really believe I'm right.
But the sparring partners famously fell out after Jason's critique got personal and the judging took an unexpected turn.
Well, first of all, Karen, if your opinion still mattered, you'd be on the panel. And secondly, I am looking at the artistic composition.
We all know Jason Gardner is the Mr. Nasty of Dancing on Ice, but he went too far when he slagged off Karen.
She was so angry when Jason said, if your opinion still counted, you'd still be on the judging panel. The look on her face, she looked uncertain whether she was going to burst into tears, lash out.
I'm saying that I am looking at the artistic...
A little bit before about
I
the
said
panel.
that if your opinion was still so important, you'd
I
still
would be on the
sat
panel.
on the panel.
You know, Jason, you really are so offensive. You bring to this panel...
Karen's feisty defence left Jason off guard and the crowd's well and truly on side.
It was a difficult moment. I wasn't going to be intimidated. Northern woman, I was stood up and I was there, and it's an insult, you know. I was ready to stand my ground.
I think she did well not to take a slug at him, actually, frankly.
Well, it was really uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable for the viewer.
And it was visibly uncomfortable for the host as well, as Holly Willoughby, struggling to be heard over the baying audience, was forced to intervene and call time on this unprecedented live fallout.
You really do.
I think everybody knows that Karen justifies her position.
I don't need to say what I do.
You've got Holly Willoughby just kind of standing there thinking, I'm pregnant, I don't want to bust up, please sit down.
everybody, this is a nice Sunday night show.
There's a pregnant woman trying to keep these two apart.
There were gasps in the gallery, and I could hear people in my headphones saying, "Oh my God, what's going on here? What's happening?"
The one thing she could have done that would have won the nation's hearts would just go, knock that insufferable little man's cap off, do us all a favour.
There was over 4,000 complaints. The whole thing was a shock, but then also it was nice to see that people supported me, and I would never have felt that otherwise, so thank you, Jason.
Chocks away. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's...
Widdy, or Widders, or the lovely Anne Widdecombe.
Yes, it's a right-wing politician with 2 left feet who, against all odds, became the breakout star of Strictly Come Dancing.
Because of her background, and she has this slightly sort of formidable sort of thing about her, to get her to suddenly do Charleston's, it's just funny.
After I'd tried a couple of weeks, Anton said, "Look, I think the less time you spend with your feet on the floor, the better."
I'm not convinced it was week 3, I think it was day 2.
I wouldn't do any moves which I considered to be vulgar or suggestive. Other than that, he could do what he liked, and he did.
And I'd sort of sit there and I'd go, "I'll tell you what we should do. You should fly in." Oh, I think that would be so flying. I'm in my mind, I'm laughing to myself. She goes, "Great, let's do it."
I really, really liked the fact that she flew in, because then that was half the music taken up without her actually hitting the deck. And then suddenly it all went wrong as soon as her feet hit the floor. Also, her paso doble was a sight for sore eyes. As you know, she really loved playing the cape in the paso, with Anton Dubek, you know, being this strong, wonderful matador.
And the audience loved it too, even though Anne was less of a paso doble dancer, more of a brightly coloured floor cleaner.
And then after that, he dragged me. And I could hear this audience reaction so strongly I couldn't even hear the music. I could just hear the increasing volume of the roars as we dared all these moves.
Brilliant television. Absolutely brilliant.
Stay tuned to find out who's beaten all this lot to the #1 spot. It's nearly time to reveal the most shocking moment of all. But before that, this. At number 2, the pop idol who dared to disagree with Mr. Nasty himself.
So you do the same. I finish? Yeah. Thank you.
We had some really strong characters, the first series of Pop Idol. Gareth was definitely up there from day one. Will Young, he wasn't on anyone's radar.
You don't blame it on a good time. He looked like a scruffy, oiky student. He'd made no effort, and he was quite average, actually, in his audition. I really think so. And we put him through because, literally, he was OK and we were short on men.
But all that was to change when, after this performance, Will did something very shocking indeed.
And Simon Cowell said,
I just thought it was average, I'm afraid.
and Will just stood there. He didn't say anything. And I looked at Simon and I looked at Will.
Please don't take that.
No.
Please say something back to him.
All of us have been dying to say things to you, and I've written about 10 things to say to you.
Well, I
not
just
for
spoke
you.
as I
Sorry,
felt, so you do the
did
same.
I finish?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No one dared to question the judges, not least of all Queen of Judges Simon Cowell.
You have given opinions on this show. I think in previous shows you haven't. You've just projected insults, and it has been terrible to watch.
Suddenly we realised this guy had got some passion, some balls, and perhaps wanted this, and he wasn't just going to take it all lying down.
It is your opinion. I don't agree with it. I don't think it was average. I don't think you could ever call that average.